Well, I love the crunch of new gravel, Mr. Ryan.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
Yes.
Welcome everybody. We're the Horticulturalists and we have a video that comes up every week.
Yes.
So please subscribe and become one of our regulars.
Indeed.
Now, this is our Olympic special.
Is it?
Yes.
What are you gonna do? Javelin, discus,
I
the
thought
4
shot
meter
put.
dash,
Yeah, no, I think I'll just do the falling over.
synchronized swimming.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. No, we have a plant that has an Olympic history. So we're going
Really?
to talk about it. Yes.
Okay, I'm intrigued and it's just over here, so let's go and have a look.
Let's go.
Is this it?
This is it.
This is our Olympic special.
It is, and it's a plant of great antiquity.
Firstly, the colour. It's extraordinary lime green.
It's a beautiful plant. Now, Ferula communis is commonly known as giant fennel. It is
Yeah.
not that closely related
Is that
to
because
fennel.
it's big?
Yeah, well, the giant bit, yes. It doesn't have the smell to the foliage that you would get from fennel. It has no aniseedy smell. To my knowledge, it's not edible.
So it's not a herb.
So it's not a herb. But it is a fantastic garden plant.
It certainly is.
Its foliage is fine and lacy and it comes up in winter. So in midwinter, you've got this amazing eruption of foliage. Later in the season, it will send up a 12-foot, so 4 metre-ish
metres. Wow.
flower spike way up there.
Yeah.
And it'll get whirls of yellow flowers on it. And the whole thing is really see-through. So you can have the plant towards the front of a border
Yeah.
without completely hiding the rest of the border.
As yours is.
Yeah, as mine is, right near the driveway.
Yeah.
And it's a great insect attracting plant, so when it's actually in flower, the hoverflies and bees love it, so it's a
Yeah.
very good plant from that perspective. But just the fact that you've got all this fabulous winter foliage, it's worth growing for that alone.
It is. We'll come and take a close-up, but the new leaves look like loofahs. They're just amazing.
It is, it's a remarkable plant.
It's-
And, you know, what more could you want? Not only a great plant for winter colour, fabulous spring and summer flower spikes,
Yeah.
but also its uses through history makes me laugh. I think
Okay. Hang on there. Let's have a closer look and then tell us its potted classical history.
what a good idea.
Okay, how does this have an Olympic connection? Mr. Ryan, you've got 5 minutes to prove it.
All right, well, we have to start a little earlier. We go
Okay.
back to Prometheus.
The giver of fire.
Yes, the hollow stems of this plant, the
Yes.
flower stems,
Yes,
are
yes,
full
yes.
of pith.
Yep.
And it is believed that Prometheus gave mankind fire in the stem of a ferula.
Goodness me.
Yeah, so that's the beginning thing that you need to know.
Yep.
Of course, its Olympic connection comes from the same reason that it has these flower stems
Yes.
that are pithy and hollow.
Yes.
So if you have visions of naked athletes running to the top of Mount Olympus with a flaming torch,
That's a different channel.
yes, well, if you have those visions,
Yes.
it won't in fact be particularly true. They may well have been naked, but instead of having an Olympic torch with flame coming out the back, they will have had something that looked like a giant smouldering cigarette.
Really?
Yeah, it would have been the flower stem of a ferula.
Wow.
So they used the ferula to move fire to the top of Mount Olympus to start the Olympic Games.
Goodness
there you
me.
go.
So it was a smouldering flower branch.
Yes,
Of
exactly.
this very thing that's before us now.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that amazing?
And of course it had other uses. I mean, the hollow stems are quite whippy, and it was also used to chastise young schoolboys.
Okay,
So
I'm sensing a theme here. Let's move on
Yes.
to. It was used in Greece, so clearly it was endemic in that area. What's its native range?
well, it grows pretty well round the Mediterranean basin. You
Yep.
can see ferulas growing in most of the Mediterranean countries.
Yep.
And there's also a species that lives on the Canary Islands as well. So it
Canariensis.
No, Ferula linkii.
Aha.
Yeah, not everything has Canariensis in its name.
Okay.
It comes from those sort of very Mediterranean-style Mediterranean countries,
Yes.
where it's hot and dry in the summer, so being dormant in the summer is actually an advantage. And when you're getting winter rains and it's nice and cool, that's the time to grow. So Ferula is well adapted to those Mediterranean-style climates.
Interesting. But here, we are not in the Mediterranean. So what's its hardiness?
Well, I've seen it growing in gardens in England, so it is obviously comparatively cold hardy, so
Yep.
it can go down to quite low temperatures.
Yep.
Don't know how it would cope in a wet tropical climate. I think that might be pushing it a bit.
Yes.
But certainly in your sort of temperate Mediterranean-esque type climates, you should find Ferula perfectly easy.
And I guess the other thing is, it is this explosion of lime green foliage in midwinter when there's nothing going on.
Yep.
So in terms of where you've got it, this is on the edge of a border. So if you've got a perennial border that dies down or is inactive in winter. This is amazing because it's gone by midsummer when other perennials might be doing their stuff.
Yeah, so you can use it in the border to give you some oomph during the winter months.
Oomph, we love that.
Oomph is good. And then, of course, when it dies down, you just have to have something that's going to take its place for the summer.
And what have you got?
Well, I have in this border a clematis. It's a trailing clematis. It's not strictly a climbing one. It doesn't have the climby tendrily bits. I cut it back to ground level every winter, and it sends out long runners that will cover the area where the Ferula is in the summer. And
so this whole area is clematis?
This whole area is all clematis, and it's a really quite pretty summer flowering one with a white, bluish white really, starry flower in clusters, and it flowers practically all summer.
And its name is?
Clematis Mrs. Robert Brydon.
Robert Brydon.
Yes.
Robert Brydon. We'll put the link to that below. Okay, I believe you now, Mr. Ryan. I believe the Olympic connection to this plant.
Fantastic. I've proven my point.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ryan. I have enjoyed our Olympic special. I hope you have.
Well, I certainly have, and we haven't had to leap over things or throw things. Isn't that fantastic?
No, but I have the urge to strip naked and run up a hill with a flaming torch of
Ferula communis.
Ta-da! Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our Olympic special.
Yes, yes. And who would have thought on a gardening program that we would have an Olympic special?
Indeed, indeed. What could we possibly do next week to trump this?
Well, it won't be anything to do with the Olympics. They'll be over, thank God.
It will. Thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Goodbye all.